All right, welcome back. So we're looking today at if and else statements, but we're going to add a new element to this from previous videos. We're going to do what we call an else if. Now in programming and logic, you can have multiple ifs here. You could have 2, 3, 4 ifs. Let's say we're going to say like enter a color, and then we're going to have a comment after that color is entered. You know, they enter orange, you say, oh, that's a cool color, or blue, that's kind of a nice fall color, or something like that. And you could have multiple ifs. The issue with that is potentially you could end up having more than one of them activated at a time. It could enter more than one if. And so in this case, we don't want to do that. We want to have just an if, and then let's say we want to answer more than one. Okay, so we're going to say, please enter a color, and then let's say that word dot equals enters orange. Okay, and we'll say that that's a nice fall color. Okay, well, what if we want to have another option, not just if, and say, you know, instead of for our else, we're just going to say guess another color, or color not listed. There we go. Okay, so we have color not listed as our out. That's our final thing. Okay, but let's say we want to have more than one. You know, if we did an if here, we'd actually probably get an error. What would happen is the next if would be connected to this else, but this one would be on its own. And so we don't want to just have multiple ifs, and we want to be able to accommodate all entries and have a response for all of them, not just the ifs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have an else if. Let's go ahead and copy that like here, but we're going to do an else if. And let's say they do red. That's a nice summer color, we'll say. Okay, and then, you know, we could do this again. We could have more than one of these. We could copy this, and we're gonna say if they do blue, that's a nice cool color. Okay, and so you got to be careful with these when you copy and paste to make sure that your brackets all line up, but I think I have them all. Would also help if I did semicolons at the end of these. Of course, I messed up on the first one, so then I didn't get them for any of them. So if we enter orange, we'll see if we get an error. Okay, so let's say we do orange. It says that's a nice fall color, and notice it doesn't go into any of the others or our else. So we're going to do another one. Okay, so blue worked, right? So let's say we do red. We'll run it again. Well, let's say we do green. And color not listed. Okay, so this is how you can set this up so you have multiple different logic things going on here. So if this occurs, do this, else this occurs, else if this. And then overall, if this occurs, then, you know, nothing, color's not listed. So that's how you use the else ifs. Again, you just really make sure that you have your brackets lined up. You have your word dot equals if you're doing string, and we'll have another video about integers and doubles here later on. But otherwise, this is how you do strings. All right, hopefully that helps. Good luck with your coding.